into it. Let's get into Sawmill with the new presets. And you already see some scars coming out. I believe there's an F and fall on the Twisted. AKs as well, and MPX actually. So it's a very wide variety of weapons.
Just a very interesting way to now see the game come out. Pharaoh for Kowo as well. Just wants to bring the big gun as he Twisted with a scope, of course, also trying to look. The scope is quite prevalent right now.
Yeah, everybody's going to be able to watch a little bit further. Cheeky Scav, though, is going to be using a machine pistol, still submachine gun, to try and play these close encounters. And we have seen that those are quite effective every now and then, and you need to be able to actually go for it. Oh, that is just a player trying to get the headshot, gets one shot off too. Neither are actually connected from Tarkov, so Hepta, for now, still not really damaged at all.
Tarkov had the angle, unable to get through, but we should also not forget now in this game, with the higher tier presets, people will have more likely also head armor, or at least a headset as well, just to be on the safer side, have a little bit more protection, and their armor has also been upgraded. Then you need to really think about what kind of weapon you do. We saw a little bit of shoulder piece coming through, a little bit of a bolt action as well there, but still no damage being dealt, and now the objective, it is open.
Yeah, it's going to be opened up, a minute 20 for them to try and go for the capture. No one really close, though, to instantly try and go and profit off the back of it. Actually, just saw a player move by, trying to head towards the capture point. Brex is, of course, playing close with that helmet, with the SMG, trying to make whatever happen. Vasily, though, is one to keep an eye out on. Look at that gun he's carrying, like the 50-round magazines, but also the face shield right in front of him. So it's going to be a bit harder to actually kill him as soon as he moves through. It's not just as simple as a single shot in the face.
Yeah, the Scar was already opted by Giga. It's one of the guns we might be seeing in towards this phase of the match. Chris, again, just going for his beloved spot, but you should be able to know that just looking at the VOD before, where he would be playing every time this A point would be active, so it would be a place to chase. Now shots being fired as well. Meyer not really sure where they come from, but Splinty in the meantime has taken down Brex. Hepta with the opening kill.
Still playing together here, just trying to send some blind shots over and make sure that the people on the other side are going to keep themselves pinned down. 18 seconds before the cleanup crew is starting to roll through, and that is when Hepta has to make a choice. Are we going for the capture point together, or are we going to try and see if we can wait out Acend just a little bit longer as Cheeky Scav again with the kill, but this time onto Vasily using that SMG, quite a lot of magazines, good ammo in there as well with the BT, so should be able to get quite some good shots off on the armor.
Cleanup crew now moving in. Tony quite heavily hit, and Twisted already just stepping up just to make sure that whenever he gets shot, he might be able to run away or just have the health to get away as well. Shots being fired now by the cleanup crew. Of course, players trying not to shoot too much themselves. And Twisted is looking around, but Chris already takes down one of the scavs as Tony, he will be dying soon, it would seem. He's heavily hit, trying to dance around, and actually Chris going down to one of the scavs. It's now a 4-on-3 for Hepta. They're moving on towards the side as Chris is dead. This might be the chance for them to do so. Tony, Twisted, they are just taking down the scavs and wanting to capture the point, but they're just a little bit too scared to get on it.
Trying to go for it now, but also wanted to get off it again because the scavs just continue firing, and it's just Hepta against the cleanup crew right now. What it seems like, Cheeky Scav comes in and we'll be able to find Tony though, which brings it back slightly in favor of the side of Acend, as they do have the extra men right now, but the capture point is still under control of the side of Hepta. Tarkov does go down by one of the cleanup crew, bringing it back to a 2-on-2. They're actually getting some spots out. Is that a player or a scav? It seems to be a scav that just got taken down, but Twisted instantly taking shots right after he fired. Radiation damage is now starting to come through, and this is literally meaning who can out-heal who, but Kowo is currently the healthiest players out there, so it really depends on who has the most healing in their kit, as Cheeky Scav will take down Twisted. Splint is looking to fight back, but Kowo gets the final kill. Acend gets the round.
Acend with the turn, and they are laughing themselves by the chaos that ensued. A very slow round. We already expected the playoffs to be taking longer as the players will try to move out. Chris just stepping away the scavs and then trying to just spray whatever they can to clear out anyone on the point. Hepta trying so hard but unable to make it go through in the end.
And this is the problem with everything having a scope, right? Like, you cannot really get onto that point because everybody's going to be able to see from anywhere. Before it was just Chris. It's just going to be a lot more of your opposing team right now. So even though they had themselves set up properly, that cleanup crew really doing damage. And if you're already taken, you know, the brunt of that earlier on, and the opposing team has not, you're going to be dying by radiation. So they're forced to go and find some kills.
The Pharaoh of Go already upgrading on towards the pickup weapon as well, just to make sure he has more to work with as Vasily gets taken low. His FPX currently not shining through too well, but what we do see on towards this phase as well is that the SMG carrying players, the Pimples on towards Acend, also bring in nades, so they actually have a little bit more versatility than, of course, the agents had in the earlier phases of the tournament.
Yes, of course, they do have a bit of the extra kit out there. Of course, the trade-off is that you do not have like the highest pen of ammo out of the assault rifle or the biggest scope to go with as well. Face armor is supposed to make up for that slightly. As Vasily gets himself back up to full HP. No, maybe he misses like 1 point of health, but nothing too worried about. 10 seconds before the capture point opens up, and that's again when we're going to be seeing what these players starting to move towards it. But you know, you never really know if an actual capture is going to be coming through in the end.
And one thing that you should know is usually whereabouts Chris would be playing on towards which spawn side. So I would expect Hepta to finally make a move on towards that later on, as the objective is currently open. It seems to be, I believe, the B point. And that, I believe, favors Ascend's current position as well, as Go is trying to fight down on towards Tony. Takes him down together with Breaks of Splinty, snipes him away. A good return back to a 4-on-4, and I believe Hepta now knows where more Ascend players are than the other way around.
Yeah, it was definitely a combined effort there, taking down Tony after the first one ran out of magazine capacity. The second one started to fire on as well and eventually pick up that kill. So 40 seconds left until the cleanup crew comes through. Terratex will take down Meyer. Not a great round so far for the side of Hepta, losing the first initial 2 kills. Of course, having a trade in there, but they need a little bit more than that. Now, Ascend, some of their members aren't really that close towards... Oh, they're already playing this for this cleanup crew, setting themselves up as far away as possible. At least Brax is. Splinty with a beautiful shot onto Terratex, though. It's going to be opening up the ground just a little bit more so. But again, like, we currently have Brax is just set up in his spawn. He's just going to be waiting for the cleanup crew to come through all the way in the end of it, just having to hold off a single angle, maybe even hoping that it goes towards the radiation again.
Yeah, Fury being in the spawn usually is one of the safest positions, as well as Vasily's trying to move around the B side as well, trying to clear as many angles as possible. They want to maybe go for the capture. They know that Acend will be holding passively. Splinty takes down another as Chris takes down Vasily. It's back to a 2-on-1 as Chris takes down 2 Twisted as well. It's only Splinty alive against Brax and Chris, and he just doesn't know how to move from here.
And I'm pretty sure Brax is still in... Oh, I thought I saw him there for a second. just throw it. I was like, is that Brax just watching him right there?
It's a cleanup crew, I believe. I hope so.
Might be, but he's not being fired upon right now. So you might just try and play this very slowly, try and make the least amount of noise possible. You hear a lot of shots go off, and as Brax gets taken down, oh, it's just going to be a healing battle between the two. He's going to be taking the first shot and actually aggro the entire cleanup crew towards themselves.
But I believe Chris has a good position if he looks from this lower angle. Past the house, he might be able to spot out Splinty, but he makes a lot of noise, and Splinty knows. Splinty has hurt Chris, so he's looking for him to get up now, spots him out, didn't shoot at him just yet, waiting for the cleanup crew to do the work, and he's in the house, might go towards the window. From that point onward, Splinty will have the chance to end this round in favor of Hepta, and that will be just now.
I think Splinty is trying to stay close. He knows he's inside that house, and soon we're going to be headed towards the healing phase.
Radiation is on.
Yeah, the radiation is already on. You see some shots being fired by the cleanup crew as well. Splinty's going to be fully aware of the fact that he's inside that house, and he's just, you know, trying to continue healing on. And Chris right now feels a little bit more healthy. Oh no! Cleanup crew comes in. It stays down Splinty, and Acend will be able to win the round because of it.
Incredible stuff here from Acend, just surviving long enough. The wallbangs unable to hit towards Chris. And Kolo struggling with this initial fight, having support from Brax, and that eventually being taken down as well. The snipers now doing the work for either party and had to try so hard, but now are 0-2 behind. And the cleanup crew again having to bring the action. And again, we've seen the radiation.
This time it wasn't a deciding factor, of course. You know, it definitely put people to heal and to just stay put, but I'm not seeing any round wins really by... Oh, just almost getting some shots off there onto the side of Acend early on. The cleanup crew is really making sure that, you know, they are taking these rounds into their own advantage.
Yeah, Twisted has been hit up slightly. Will go for the heal. Brags now with a terrible timing on towards the nade. Tony takes him down, and that brings it in towards an advantage for Hepta as Kowo gets Splinty, or at least Splinty gets him with the sniper. It will be on towards a 5-on-3, 2-0 for Acend. Not too long, it would seem, as Vasily takes out Terrortex. Suddenly the Germans become alive, and they are looking for more and more fights in their favor.
And they're getting a bit more aggressive, and it seems to be working out for them. Chris, of course, playing on that range, using that big scope to try and get some taps out on heads as soon as they walk by. And Cheeky, of course, using, you know, that SMG up in close range, hopefully for him. Players are walking by, just sending out some rounds. Twisted takes down Chris, meaning it's only up to Cheeky now. He gets taken down as well. Clean round from Hepta as they find their first in this map.
Yeah, flawless to go, and that's finally something going in the right direction for the Hepta side. But then again, let's not forget how the previous match on towards this map went for either party. Their Acend seemed to be the way stronger party, and thus we were confused as to why Hepta would let it go through again and again. Luckily, they're able to get something in return. They still need to be able to get a little bit of an early advantage earlier on, rather than Acend usually just sniping them off.
That's the thing, right? Like Acend has been using the cleanup crew really to their advantage, and have been able to win a couple of rounds on the back of that. So Hepta basically needs to make sure that that doesn't happen. Get yourself in that advantageous position. His nades are being tossed out on either side, just making sure that, you know, the most common spots are being cleared and allow your teammates to move up, not having to worry about that small area of the map.
Yeah, Tony tries to play on the edge of the map, usually just to be outside of the normal pathing, something we didn't see too much on towards the previous playthrough. And this way he's able to maybe conceal a little bit with the grass, something you've already highlighted that Sawmill really has as a benefit for the players. If you are laying still, it's going to be very hard to spot you out. Luckily, some of these players now have helmets that stand out a little bit more on towards the Federo, but still it's going to be a very tough battle to spot out those players until they move. Tony, slightly tagged up, loses a leg.
It's just pretty firing right now and knows that he might be re-peaked at any given moment. Oh, the grenade right next to him. Oh no, that killed 2 of his teammates. He somehow survives himself, but that's a great grenade coming through right there. Not enough spacing between them. Splinty right now trying to take out ahead as well as he sees him walk by, but misses both those shots. Not able to bring anything back into it as the capture point goes live.
Double nade there from Kowo to change the course of this map with Acend. Again, having the 2-player lead. Damage being dealt to Twisted and Tony as well. Tony, luckily for him, surviving the nade impact, but look at his body. Everything hurts, and he still has to move towards the point as Acend has the advantage now. Splinty unable to connect with the sniper shots, and they roughly know where he is right now as well.
55 seconds left before the cleanup crew again coming through. Tony gets himself removed. 2 players left inside of Hepta now. Oh, no! Did he just miss there? He's trying to fire some extra shots through the wall to at least keep him back and pinned down. As Splinty as well trying to pop off some shots. He sees them walk through the forest, but he's not able to lead the target just right. And that's going to be putting him as the last man standing for his team as Acend looking to take a very dominant round out here.
Yeah, to Twisted also falling. It's a 1v5. They're capturing the objective in 3, 2, 1, and the round goes in favor of Acend and Splinty. Post round also gets murdered as well, so they know exactly what they're doing. They're taking them apart, and suddenly Acend, a team that had such a grim face during the group stage, seems to be able to smile, seems to be able to celebrate, getting their first win of the tournament in the group stage in their final match, and now able to continue time and time again.
Just missing out there, and again, snipers just so close on target every single time they fire. It's only like a centimeter or 5 away, you know, if you would measure it back to real life. So very painful.
Nate's popping, Terrortex being tagged up, but Chris in the meantime already takes down Vasily, something we've seen in the previous match as well. Vasily usually the one to try to engage on long range, but now Tony takes down Cheeky Scav, one of the hunters on the Acend side, but Brags is still standing. He takes one, but the trade comes out. Splinty with a sniper, finally hitting his shots.
3v3. Acend definitely starting to push towards a you know, advantageous position in terms of round count, especially if they manage to take this one home. Splinty sees someone run through. You want to go for some wall bangs, maybe? No, takes a lot of shots to the thorax and stomach. Doesn't want to go for a re-peek as Tony does take down Brex. So Hepta trying to fight themselves back into this round.
Hepta responding on towards the initial engagement, on towards, I believe it was Splinty, and Brex trying to fall away, unable to do so. Terratex already being hit up from the early parts of the round, might have actually eaten a little bit of a nade, and that means that Chris is the main force for Acend to make this work, and 10 seconds left on the timer currently.
It's a completely different game when we see these presets to be used compared to what we see on earlier. As Tony's just trying to take some shots. It is going to be capture the objective right now. Capture points open. Let's see if any of these two teams is trying to go for the capture. Like last round, we saw one for the first one out here in the first 4 rounds.
Terratex is actually hurting real bad, having lost both of his legs. So whenever he's sprinting, he just takes a little bit additional damage. And that is in favor of Hepta as well. And they're just trying to spot it out, hoping to see someone move around towards that B point. And Terratex, well, he's still so hurt. And Splinty unable to hit the shots too well towards Chris, but still a little bit of damage dealt, not being able to penetrate the armor in full. Oh, wow.
Good flick coming out there from Splinty, taking down Chris, and now it's only up to Terratex. He's taking something, so at least he can run. Well, the one is already there with the capture to go through, so Hepta finding themselves 2-3.
Beautiful stuff as well, and the crowd loves it, as of course Hepta has the biggest fan club in the audience currently, but they still seem calm and collected, focusing on the goal, even a little bit of a smile every now and then, but they know this is a very tough battle. Acend on towards Sawmill seems to be a force to be reckoned with, and we've seen some great shots as well. Splinty having some trouble sometimes, but this flick was great on towards Chris, able to take him out easily and as easy as can be. Acend still in the lead, but for how long, as Hepta is able to finally get the sniper shots where they need to be.
Just trying to, again, early on, get some shots out. We saw Chris do that back when he had the SKS in the previous presets that we were playing with. I'm not actually sure if he saw the person on the right bottom of his screen move through Splinty there, if that was a teammate.
That's the issue. You barely see it. There has to be that armband that is the only identifier on friend and foe. And we've heard from Into the Breach that some players had a little bit of an issue with that at the start, as of course you just don't want to kill your teammates. We've seen many team kills, but the further the event progresses, the further the tournament goes, less team kills are coming in. And now we see a little bit of a spot as well from Chris, trying to find a little bit of an angle there, and the nades are flying currently.
Yeah, people are sending them back and forth just to make sure that people stay in their place. As we swap the twist, that he takes down Terratex's head. So again, a good start to the round here for Hepta, but they need to make sure that they can actually continue that as they want to equalize the score. It's Chris to take down Twisted, so counter-sniped to some extent. Capture point active in 3 seconds, though, as Kowo will find Mayer as well. So Acend, they managed to turn it around.
I believe someone has been spotted, and 8 flies in. Tony still surviving, moving up towards the A point, but is it actually A point that's active, or will it be B again? I think it's actually B. So Tony, his position might be the wrong one. House control here for the side of Hepta. A major point here towards B. But still, they are down 1 player, and Brex is trying to get the long angle, hoping to find a crossing sniper and get the advantage even more in favor of Acend.
Not seeing much. Tony takes down Kowo, though, again, bringing it back towards a 3-3 in terms of man count. 40 seconds before the scav cleanup crew is starting to come through, so you got to make sure that you've set yourself up safely, or that you're going for the objective right now and see if you can go for a capture whilst everybody seems to be out for, you know, such a long distance.
Tony has been tagged up, has to heal, but I believe Brex is trying to hunt him down as well as some sniper support from range. Splinty looks, Brex takes him down, and that is Tony out for the count. Vasily as well, being heavily tagged up, heavily bleeding, having a fracture, going down to Cheeky Scav on the hunt. And here you see Acend having that balanced lineup with the presets, having SMGs to hunt down, having the snipers to support, and of course also the rifles to make sure that everything in the middle will also do well. Capturing the objective, Acend is currently doing no shots being hit by Splinty just yet, and as the cleanup crew comes in, they are too late. Acend wins their 4th round. A little bit of a team kill just for fun, and Hepta is again on the back foot.
Yes, and definitely have brought themselves a nicely balanced lineup here. The mix between SMGs and optics and You know, just having everything out there seems to be working out well for them. And also just the right weapon control as well. Like, see, Vasily, he thought he was safe, just gets sprayed right through the wall and taken out as a result. There's some suppressive fire.
Suppressing fire, Tinko! Unfortunately there for Chris, he had to lose his life at the end, but now the nades are prepped and ready to be thrown out on towards the top of the hill. It is over, they don't have the high ground if they explode in their faces. There is Cheeky Scav, touchdown on towards Tony, and it's the first kill already coming in. Another one from Chris, and Acend again being very accurate with the nades. You see a little bit of damage on towards Meyer as well. It's gonna hurt him for the rest of this round, but well, those nades already doing the work that Acend wants to do with the rifles, but doesn't need to.
It's definitely cleaning up slightly for them and something less to worry about. Like, of course, there's still going to be some of those long-range weapons in-game for the side of Hepta that they need to worry about. But the closer ranged weapons they need to worry about no longer there. Vasily has been taken down. And that means that they're really relying on these flip scopes on the AK to allow themselves to take a fight accurately. Splinty trying to get some shots off. Might have actually damaged Ko a little bit, but nothing too bad.
Ko able to get away, heal up straight away as well. 12 seconds until I believe the objective will open. And then Hepta will have to defend. Acend trying to move in most likely. They have the player advantage. I believe they have control of the A point as well. And I believe that might be the one also becoming active. And indeed it will be. Luckily for them. And shots now being fired all across. No damage being dealt. Meyer, the player to be close on the side of Hepta towards A, having to make something work, and to Twisted would be benefiting from taking Chris's angle that he uses to play and loves so much.
Spencer trying to get some shots off as he's being suppressed by one of the other members of Acend, but the capture is already there. A second left, there's no way they can stop him. And Acend, they just decided, you know what, we have the advantage, we have some people covering us, let's just go for it. We keep them busy by firing at them. And we get the capture, and it's 2-5 right now in this very first map. But don't be worried, it is a best of 3. So even if this does go to the way of Acend, Hepta still has a way to get back into it in the more CQB kind of maps that we will see. And again, I think we're going to see completely different kind. Oh, just missing out there.
So close from Splinty. Could have truly changed the course of this round. You just see Acend again having the early positioning and then daring, having the balls to go on towards the side, capturing it and going for the 5th round. Nate now coming in from Meyer, 1 in return. Finally the open kill for Hepta, and they managed to hit their mark. Ko spotting out a player crossing, wants to shoot as well, looking for the good chance, and then when the player slows down, it might be an angle, but Tony, no, he says. He turns the table, and suddenly it's a 5-on-2.
Yeah,
how quickly?
Good round so far from Hepta indeed, with the early nade, instantly continuing on with that aggression by using the somewhat closer ranged guns to try and get some shots off. Terex actually having a little whiz by the head as well as he hears some guns firing. Other grenades being tossed out right now by Chris. Kind of blind, doesn't really know where they're headed. Of course, you know, it's not the usual spawn pathing anymore when already a minute has passed, so it's a bit of a, you know, Hail Mary.
Definitely, Chris is hoping to be able to hit some clean headshots, but he knows that with 20 seconds left, Hepta will hopefully, for themselves, get on towards the point and try to capture the same way that Acend has done before when they had those nades. Advantages, shots are being fired. Chris is going lower. Tony as well being tagged up quite heavily, even more so than Chris. But Chris has a fracture, is bleeding, is hoping to survive a little bit longer as he now tries to heal up a little bit. Objective is opened up. Which one will it be, A or B? I think it might be on towards A. And that would really put a spanner in the works of Acend as 2 Twisted takes down 1 Facility the second. And again, when Hepta wins, they win cleanly. But they really need to get those opening kills.
Now they swapped the side again, so you know they're going to be careful of those early grenades. They managed to get 2 in a round where it was Acend getting those entries. Only 1 when Hepta was going for it. So be careful to not be falling prone and be victim to that again, just so you keep yourself in a fighting chance.
Ko just being too cautious on that one and just being fragged out by the player he's trying to chase. Acend now losing a round, 5-3, still in their favor. And as we said before, the nades will be flying. And Meyer is happy to throw his out because he just got the opening kill in the previous round.
Yeah, Yeah, this time he won't though. 2 grenades already popped and didn't really see anybody dying in the back of them.
Look at the facility's health.
Yeah, he's definitely been hurt. Tony though gets the very first kill before he gets fragged out by Kowo. Twisted that goes down, or sees his teammate go down as well. So Acend do have the advantage in this map.
Suddenly it's the SMGs of Acend again, and as Kowo is trying to hum down the phase, he's seeing 2 Twisted takes down Brax. Back to a 3-on-3, equal numbers, and suddenly Hepta is back in towards the round. Do they have the positions, or do they have the positions to eat a nade? As Splinty takes down Kowo, they have the advantage and survive the nade impact as well.
Chris falling back, doesn't want to stick around. Terratex holding from range as well. As it's flip side down now, just so he can watch up a little bit better. It's quite quickly putting it up, back up again, so doesn't really too worried about that. He's just trying to see it in the peripheral there. Chris coming in close now as well. 13 seconds. He's just trying to get himself in the right position so they can instantly try and fight, because they have a feeling that Hepta might be going for the capture point right away.
Oh, players moving. Suddenly Chris sees a hat popping by. Wants to go for the tap. Will get it in the end as Splinty just exposes himself too much. The objective is now open again, as it will be, I believe, the B point. But Chris is standing towards A. Not really the place to be. And as Terratex is trying to hold up the side, Twisted moves on and wants to go for the capture. He'll still be on there, and Chris wants to, for dear life, wallbang. He can't make it work. Hepta gets a 4th round. Acend is almost losing their lead.
I don't know why he was still up there. He managed to get the 1 kill that was on there. You know, the last couple ones are capturing. He had to just have had back earlier or something like that. As soon as you realize that was not the site, well, it's time to go. Some good shots again, some accurate shots that we're seeing from either side here. Chris as well with a double tap right through the helmet twice.
Yeah, this could have been game-changing.
Yes,
Terratex could have had the double man spray down, had the kills, had the round. Acend would have been on a match point, but unlucky for him, the transfer just wasn't there. Hepta was able to collapse on towards the side, get a refrag, and the capture with 7 seconds to spare. Now Terratex has been tagged up, goes very low already, goes down to 2 Twisted. No damage dealt to Hepta until Brax goes in towards the back of facility, sneaking up in towards the barn already, and we go back to a 4-on-4.
Just dropped down right on top of him. Mirror actually taking a shot to the leg. He's quite spooked by that. Didn't really know where it was coming from, so has to heal himself back up, make sure that the damage is going to be minimum. 40 seconds until the capture point goes on, and for now, you know, it's just a forward forge, trying to hold off, trying to set yourself up well for the capture point. But as we just seen, like, if you're all the way on the A side and they're capturing B, there's not much you can do if they're right behind that trick. You can try and go for a pen, but you're basically shooting blind.
Oh, definitely. Cheeky Scav is looking around now with the SMG as Brax takes down 2 Twisted, is on towards a 4-on-3. Acend has the player advantage again, looking for that match point, looking for the objective to be open, and right on time they have a little bit of advantage as well. Tony just hiding on the back of the A side, and it seems that Hepta is banking on that side to be unlocked first and hopefully to be able to capture it. Will it be the A side or will it be B? The question still remains.
Maybe assume it's going to be the opposite side.
Oh, it's B again.
Now. Yeah, so we're going towards B. Tony needs to go for a very long run, so does Meyer. They just need to get themselves ready to actually challenge that, because, you know, right now they could just get in and could try and go for a plan, for a capture, whilst the rest could be going in for cover.
Yeah, late nade just popped, no damage being dealt, and now Tony has fallen to Chris on towards his rotation. This gives Acend even more room to work with, even more room to capture the B side. And Meyer has to be the man to bring it down, but I believe shots are already put towards his position. They know where he's coming from. Splinty, as we spotted, has been tagged, has a broken leg as well, and he might die soon by the players of Acend moving on towards his position. Only Meyer in a 1v4, 30 seconds left, and Acend must surely go towards the point now.
So does Meyer. He has to go there to stop them from actually trying to go for the capture, especially that they know where he is. Run, Meyer, run! As people are just popping up left, right, and center from you. Acend find themselves up onto a map point. Now, of course, we are playing a best of 3. If this round goes away from Hepta, they're not out of the tournament yet. They'll go to the next map, which is going to be Ball, where they try and win if they want to stay in it.
Yeah, chaotic round as well. Meyer just being completely spooked, and another player just coming around the corner the moment he moves around, just jumping over his head, and nothing to be done at that moment in time. 6-4. Acend have the match point. They have a chance to bring this towards Bowl straight away with their map favor.
Again, Acend they won from Hepta in the best of one on Sawmill. Hepta decided to give it another shot, considering the fact that, well, we're playing with different kits now. Let's at least bring this map over as well, see how it eventually plays. A cheeky scav will take down Twisted, not the best start for Hepta in this map. It's also Meyer, you know, just quickly checking through the house. He's exposing himself right through the window. I believe he saw someone move up on the left. I'm not sure if that's a friendly. No, it's not. Finds the kill eventually into cheeky scav, but he saw that one, or actually missed that one just slightly earlier.
Meyer with a major kill to bring it back as Tony's just trying to put some pot shots down. Brack's relatively close to where he's shooting, and Meyer now nades as well towards that position. 2 nades flying out, no kills coming in just yet, and none will follow from those nades. Meeting Acend with 20 seconds left are still doing quite all right. They have a little bit of position. They know where some Hepta players are because they have been shooting, throwing nades. And of course, Vasily has been hit quite heavily.
Yeah, for sure. Something to keep in mind, you know, he lost his stomach, so, you know, that is quite literally close to the center of your map. So you might be taking extra damage out there. Capture point has gone active, though. Is anybody really watching it? That's that big question. Now, I believe Vasily is watching one of them, but it doesn't seem to be the lower one. I think it's going to be the A capture point, which is up on that hill.
Yep. This makes life even easier for Chris because he's just holding it down, his favorite place. They should know where he is. They should have seen that from the previous match, but somehow it has eluded them. He's still standing there, having the long angle, I believe. I would dare to say, Vasily, if he looks a little bit to the left towards the house, he might be able to spot him out, but he just doesn't know that Chris is there. And still we have a 4-on-4, 40 seconds left, trying to spot out. The snipers are battling at range. Splinty not able to hit a lot, but at least able to injure Kowo. And with that, he at least gains a little bit of ground for his teammates as well.
27 seconds until the cleanup crew comes through, and it's something to keep in mind as well. There have been round deciding in many of the rounds in this tournament so far, so you basically want to take faith into your own hands and see if you can get a capture off, but it's also very risky to do so because if you don't succeed, you lose another member in your team. Chris, I believe he has someone quite close to him, but he's not really responding to any of the noise that's being made. Might be a different house that they're currently trying to push through, but as the scav cleanup crew comes through, Vasily is taking a lot of damage.
He's going very low. Cleanup crew now moving in, so making noise is really, really scary. A little bit of free fire coming down from the house as well. Meyer trying to hold it down from a long angle above, hoping to at least get the open kill. Sprays through, no damage being dealt, and now the cleanup crew knows where to go. Tony as well, very, very low, and another player of his team is trying to support him as well. As Chris now goes down. It's the first kills coming in from the cleanup crew. Terrortex also falling. Suddenly, Hepta seems to be living, and they seem to be thriving as well, but then Tony goes down. It's a first kill coming in from the scavs towards them.
There's definitely all kinds of chaos going on right now as 2 players are headed towards the capture point from the side of Acend. They're looking to play this together, hoping to provide enough cover to make sure they can go for the capture. 4 seconds and they've won this first map. The cover is there. They actually managed to win it. Acend take map 1.
And the first map goes their favor. Acend is the victor here. Very happy, so to say, to be on the double win currently on Sawmill 2-0. This is their map, it seems to be. Is there a chance that other teams might let it go through in the veto? I don't think it will be very likely.